Hello, this is Dr. Margaret. This training is about my humor kit, Essay 35, and it's a training about how to use the humor kit. There's actually, Essay stands for Social Awareness and Manners on the AFLS assessment, and so there's actually two programs. I have the Essay 35 literal versus figurative language, and then the Essay 35 sarcasm versus genuine, so learning humor. And basically what it's, kids are learning figurative language is what they're learning. So first of all, I just want to kind of show you the materials that I've got, what's in this kit. And then I'm going to go over the things individually. So inside this box, I've got a set of cards that have two meanings, and so these are words that sound the same but have different meanings, and that's a homophone, right? So and then there's another box here that says correct joke answer, 3 choices. So there's jokes in here and they're given 3 choices. They have to select the correct answer for the joke. So now they're understanding that twist in words and using them in jokes. And there's actually a key in here for those jokes. Right here just says key on it. It's just a paper key to the jokes. Inside this box there is a bunch of cards called homophone reference cards. The kids will end up making their own jokes with these cards, which is kind of fun and cool. And then another thing that's in here is novel, non-trained jokes. So here's just a bunch of fun, silly kids jokes that you can use with the kids to help them to understand the joke behind what they're hearing. Also inside this box is a set of idiom cards. These are basically just a deck of playing cards, okay? And then something that's not in the box, but that goes with all of this, is the what the heck does this mean game. And this actually goes with the literal versus figurative Essay 35. So I'm going to go through these one at a time with you and talk to you about how to deliver them in my programming. So I'm going to break it down for you next. Okay, so for the first program, the Essay 35, Social Awareness and Manners, number 35, sarcasm versus genuine, understanding humor. There's 4 levels to it that you'll score on. And let's just start with level 1, okay? Okay, so level 1 is just homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings. And so you're just helping the kid to understand what homophones are. So I'm going to give you some examples. These are actual cards. So for example, we got bill and bill. You see, we got a duck bill and we got a dollar bill. They sound the same, they mean different things. How about bat and bat? Get it? They sound the same, they mean different things, clearly. And here's a good one. Let's try wave. See the little kid waving? And wave, like a water wave, okay? So when you deliver this, you're going to deliver these in an array of 6. So what I'm going to do, what I'm doing here is I'm using a tray, but you just use a table or whatever. And I'm going to put 6 cards because it's an array of 6, right? All right, and you're just going to present it to the kiddo. Let me tip this down so you can see. You're just going to present it to the kiddo and say which words mean the same but have different meanings. Now, we're working with older kiddos here, so our SD is a little bit bigger because, we're helping them concept humor. So you're just going to ask them to match the cards that mean the same, that sound the same but have different meanings. So they're just going to match bill with bill, match, there's a match, and wave with wave, there's a match, and bat with bat. Get it? So there's an array of 6. So that is how you deliver this very first box, step 1. It has filled with words that have 2 meanings, and you deliver them in an array of 6. And basically just a match, a discrete trial match, okay? Now, it's going to depend for you on how complicated your kiddo is. I did 6 cards, which means I have 3 words, right, with 2 meanings. If your kiddo is really, really in tune, you could do 6 words total, which means you'd have 12 cards in front of you, right? So it's an array of 6 different words. You're gonna individualize that based on your kiddo. You understand? Level 1? All right, let's talk about level 2, which is this one. It is select the correct joke answer, and they get 3 choices, okay? So inside this box are, piles of cards that have got rubber bands around them. One pile is the jokes, one pile is the answers, and there's actually a key here in the box so that if you can't figure the answers out yourself, you can look them up. I actually have numbered the backs of these cards, so it's going to be hard for you to see, but here's the joke and here's the answer. And on the back, these are in yellow. I think I did yellow so that I think I got 3 kits. So I think another kit has a different color, so you know which ones go in which kits. But as you can see, they have the matching numbers, so you know which answer goes with the joke. But you can also look it up on the sheet if you have to. So this joke is actually, this is what this joke says. How did the police officer stop the runaway refrigerator? And the answer is, she yelled, freeze. There's the joke. There's the answer. She yelled, freeze. And you see the humor in it is that freeze has multiple meanings, right? Or multiple contexts in this case, like freezing in a refrigerator or freezing as in don't move anymore. Like with police officers ordering. So get it? Get the homophone for freeze. But anyway, so this is now taking, first of all, we taught the kid what homophones are and that words have multiple meanings. Now we're applying them to some really simple jokes. Now what you're going to do is you're going to present the joke, and you're going to present 3 possible answers, one of which will be the correct answer. And they have to understand the homophone to be able to select the correct answer. So you're just going to lay 3 answers out in front of them, 3 answer cards, and then you're going to show them the joke or give them the joke or tell them the joke, and then tell them to find the correct answer. Which one is the correct answer? That's your SD. Which one is the correct answer? Does that make sense? So it's fun. The kids will like it. Okay, so what's happened so far in step 1 and 2 is in step 1, the kids learned about what homophones are, that words with the same, that sound the same can have different meanings. And then in step 2, they learned how to take homophones and apply them to jokes, real simple jokes. So they're training again and again and again on the same jokes so they can get the reference, right? And so that's known jokes by the time that we're done. And then we're going to move into novel jokes. To help them to pick up references they haven't been taught yet. So we have this booklet here of novel untrained jokes. And what you're going to do is you're just going to, let me just take a look at this real quick. I believe it's 10 trials, but let me just find out. Oh, I have it set up as 5 trials here, so unless your supervisor changes it, it's 5 trials. So each day, what you're going to do is you're just going to pick out 5 jokes out of here. These are actually, they're all numbered, you know what I mean? So you could write down which numbers you've worked on and which you haven't. Please don't write in my book. Please write somewhere else so that I can save my book for the next person. But anyway, you're just going to try 5 unknown jokes every day, and you're going to mark whether they got the humor twist with the homophone or whether they didn't, right? So it's a plus or minus based on that. So 5 trials on novel jokes. So this is level 3. Okay, so level 1, we learned what homophones were. Level 2, we learned known jokes. We went over and over and over them. Level 3, we're working with novel jokes. And then level 4, these kids are going to create their own jokes. And so we have this set of cards, which are homophone reference cards. There's just a ton of them too. So what you're going to do is maybe just lay them out for the kids, for your kiddo, like maybe pick out 4 of them and just lay them out, and then just try to create your own jokes with them. And they're all homophones. So I'm going to give you an example here. Here's one, and it's got the 2 words 8 and 8. So maybe you'll play it like a card game. Maybe you'll lay out, I don't know, maybe you'll lay out 10 of these. And you'll say, okay, we'll take turns finding homophones that we can make our own jokes with. So 8, you're just going to, I mean, obviously 8, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a number, and then 8 can mean that they ate something. So I can't even think of a joke off the top of my head with 8 and 8, but I'm sure there's the kids will come up with something. So you're just basically going to maybe pick a card and come up with some tacky joke. It doesn't matter whether it's funny. It matters whether they are trying to use the homophone to make a twist to their little short joke. Okay? Get it? So there's some in here. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them in here. So red and red. Oh yeah, we all know that one. What's black and white and red all over? Here's red and red. What's black and white and red all over? A zebra with a sunburn. Okay, kind of like my shirt. All right, got the idea? So that's the 4 levels of the Essay 35 humor. Okay, so we're also do some work with the idioms with these other products that I've got here. So let's go into that next. So another way that people make jokes is they use idioms. They say things that aren't really, they have a twisted meaning to them. And I'm going to give you some examples. Here's one right here. I mean, it's raining cats and dogs. Doesn't really mean that there's cats and dogs falling from the sky. It really means something else. It means there's real heavy rain out there, right? It doesn't mean there's really cats and dogs coming down. Here's one. He threw in the towel. So it doesn't really mean he's throwing a towel. It means he quits, right? Here's one. He's nuts about you. Okay, doesn't have anything to do with nuts, really. It just means that he really likes you, right? These are idioms. I like to sleep on it. Here's the it, and here he is sleeping on it. This is not really what it means. It means they want to think about something, right? So that's what idioms are. They're just twisted meanings. But I have this deck of cards here, and these are just a fun deck of cards where we have, I think they have there's a lot of ways that you can play with these idiom cards. They've got little directions in here of different ways and different types of card games that you can play with these idiom cards. So go into the can. It's just a deck of cards. And, they've got memory matching. They've got empty hands, so it looks like a card game. They've got listen up. They've got recall. I bet you can do some charades with these. So anyway, just use these cards. And then here's they got a key in here also of the different cards that are in there. So there's a whole deck of cards here of idioms that you can play cool games with, okay? To help them understand a bunch of cool idioms. So that's how we're going to learn about let's see what's that program is called Essay 35, literal versus figurative. Yeah, idioms are figurative language, right? They're figurative. They're not real. They mean something totally different than what we're saying. So it's figurative language. So this is how you're teaching figurative language. And so to teach a little bit more about figurative language, I've got this package as well. What the heck does that mean? Okay, so it's got some really cool stuff in it. Again, it's got some directions of different games that you can play. So when you're working on this program, this social awareness and manners, the program is called literal versus figurative. These are the targets. The targets are idiom memory match. You can play that with these, right? And then you also could probably play that with the cards that are in here, okay? And then there's also say the correct idiom meaning, and then there is choose the idiom definition. They get 3 alternatives again, kind of like that joke when we get choose the correct answer, choose the correct idiom definition, and then there's idiom bingo. So you're going to find that in these two packages that we got for idioms. So idiom memory match. Okay, so for the target that is choose the idiom definition, we've got inside this box, the what the heck does that mean? We've got yellow cards, okay? And so on these yellow cards, on one side they have the idiom, and then on the other side they have three choices of what that means, okay? So this one says I'm on pins and needles. So the first way that you present it is, okay, so on this side of the card, let's start here. On this side of the card, we've got I'm on pins and needles, and we got three choices of answers. So choose the idiom definition, and they have three alternatives. That's one target. And so you're going to say, what does it mean? And they're going to choose the correct definition out of these three. And when they get more advanced, you're going to use the other side of the card. And you're just simply going to show them this, because another target is just to say the correct idiom meaning. I'm on pins and needles, and say, what does that mean? And they're going to tell you what that really means. So they'll start out by having three choices, but when they get really good at this, see the three choices? The correct answer? Actually, and if you look on the other side down in the corner, there's the number for the correct answer, a 2. So, and then on the other side, it doesn't give them three choices. You're just going to ask them. So that's the other target. So this side, we use the target that is choose the idiom definition out of three alternatives. Your SD is what does it mean? And then on this side, you're just going to say what does it mean, but they don't have three choices. So that's the other target.